I'm just going to get right into my stitching because, as always, I don't have a whole terrible lot of time. So, first things first, I have a couple of finishes. One is Team Rocket from Pokemon. This was a travel stitch. The pattern is from Lunar Fox Stitches over on Instagram. And I think this is just super cute. 14 count Ada. Everything is 2/1, called for floss. And yeah, isn't it cute? Okay, so there's that one. And then this one is a start and a finish. So I started this sometime in March. This was also a travel stitch after Team Rocket. I started it actually at a Oklahoma State University softball game. Our family is really big into softball, baseball, and as you'll see here in a second, hockey. But this is the Golden Oiler. This is a statue at the Tulsa State Fairgrounds in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And when I was a 4-H'er, I spent a lot of time at the Tulsa State Fairgrounds. It was like my home away from home. And so I found this randomly on Etsy and I just had to stitch it. So there's that. It is called for floss, 2/1, and I believe this is 14 count. So you can't really tell, and the lighting's terrible in here, but it is an off-white. I tried to dye it with charcoal because charcoal stains clothing, and it didn't stain this fabric. I don't know, but there's that. It only took me a couple of, I was gonna say a couple months, it wasn't a couple months, roughly a month to finish because I was only doing it when I was out and about. So there's that. Now onto my current travel stitch. This one, I don't have a cover photo. Actually, I can show you the pattern because it is a free pattern. I take my stadium stitching in this and I just haven't switched it back over to my normal case. But this is what it's gonna be. This is not actually a cross stitch pattern. This is actually a plastic canvas pattern, but I converted it. I just guessed as close as I could. Excuse me. So this is Bronx from Gargoyles. It's the dog. And I just recently finished watching the episodes from start to finish over on Disney Plus, and it is a childhood thing. I didn't realize as a kid like how involved the storyline is. If you watch it start to finish, there's actually a lot of depth to the storyline. But this is where I'm at. 2/1. So as you can tell, I've gotten most of the head done, and that's the chest. So I'm working on the eyes right now. So, yep, 2/1, 14 count. I'm just trying to use up these little bits of scrap Ada. So yeah, so that is my current one. Now, on the 14th of April was the 113th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic. So I splurged and I got my very first stitchy box. I got the Grace Knows Fabrics Titanic box. This pattern came with it, and I am using the floss tones that came with it and the fabric that came with it. I got 20 count Ada, and I just have a teeny tiny little start. This is my start. I am doing 2/1 of the floss tones. I still need to kit up the called for DMCs, And there is one floss tone that's called for, but didn't come in the box. Only 3 out of the 4 came. So I'm gonna have to get that. But this stitch, I am gonna keep off to the side, and I'm only gonna bring it out April 14th for the anniversary of the sinking. Now, onto hockey. So this is 18 count silver gray Ada. I don't really know. I got it off of 123 Stitch. So started off with my husband's. This is going to be a gnome. Both of these patterns, I'm going to show you too. Both of these patterns are from Nini Stitch Designs, N-E-N-I. It's a fairly popular shop on Etsy. So this is the Colorado Avalanche, which is my husband's team, and by proxy my team, because I've been following them through the Stanley, well, the game, all the games so far, and then now the Stanley. But this is where I'm at. I'm only stitching this during the games. So there's that. Called for floss 2/1, and this blue thread is deceiving because I wanted to do the outline of the logo as a boundary, but I'm actually working on this beard. There's 3 different shades of cream and white in this beard, and the symbols are very similar looking, and so it's really difficult to read. But like if you had Pattern Keeper or something like that, it wouldn't be too terrible, but I do everything on paper. So I am gonna finish up this beard probably tonight during their next game. Sorry, I'm shaking. But yeah, and then after the beard, then depending on where they're at, if they make it on to the next game, then I'll start down here on the arm and then work my way up. Well, no, actually I'll probably work my way up into like the hat and stuff, because the hat's solid blue, so that will be like easy fill in. And then I'll just keep stitching on this every game until the Stanley's done, or they're done with the Stanley, and then this will be put away till next year. On the other side, so this is another hockey gnome. This is the St. Louis Blues. This is for a friend that I met on BookTube, and I am stitching this 2/1 called for, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm focusing on this beard because it is driving me crazy, and then after the beard I'm going to go back and do a whole lot more. This inside is solid blue, so I am doing everything else, and then I'm keeping that for nights that either I don't feel very well but I still want to stitch, or the last thing, whatever comes first. So there is that. And then there is, so there's going to be a total of 4 patterns from this shop. So I have these 2 hockey gnomes, and then previously I did a marine gnome, which I am pretty sure I'm going to re-stitch for a coworker. And then, so you'll see that again, probably. And then they have a softball woman's gnome. So I'm going to do that one for my daughter eventually. That'll probably be my next travel whip, maybe. Anyway, so that is not going to be the last of that shop. Now, the last thing, this is like the big focus piece, and this has been taking up a lot of brain power, and so I tend to keep it for like the weekends and also like the evenings where I'm not exhausted from work and I don't have a lot of family stuff going on. This is what it's gonna look like. And this is where it's at. So to give you a little bit of context, there's gonna be 3 pages. It's like 3 by 3. No, sorry. 3 pages across, 2 pages up and down. So, and I'm also cutting out the background up here. The background in between I'm obviously doing because I've already done it. And then like anything in here I'm doing. And I might do a little here just to kind of soften it. But all this out here and out here, I'm not gonna do because I just don't really see the point. Especially since the colors that are called for are real similar to this cream, so what's the point? So that's what I'm doing. This is 1 page finish. This is almost a 2nd page finish up here, but I came down here because this was like half done. Well, I say half done, it wasn't, it was like a quarter done. Like the stirrup was done last time, and so there was just a lot of stuff around the stirrup. So I've been working real hard to finish that piece because over here is a lot of block coloring, but here I made a mistake somewhere, so there's been a decent amount of fudging, but I think it's turning out pretty good. And so because of that, I put it down because I got really frustrated with it, but I found some, what is the word I'm looking for? Anyway, I found myself wanting to pull it back out again. And so that's what I'm working on now. And yeah, this is, it's either 25 or 28 count. I just picked it up at Hobby Lobby, so nothing special. It is a creamy color, and then it is 1/1 called for floss, which is DMC. And that is that. Per usual, I don't really have any plans other than I am gonna start kitting up a supernatural mandala. I already got the pattern. I just need to go through my floss and put it all together. And I think I have a piece of fabric because I want to do it on smaller count because it's all full crosses. And so I'm gonna kit it up because it's gonna be a start along with Fickle Stitches and one other person that I did not catch the name of, but I am waiting for their information. And that will be in September, when it'll correlate with the date that the very first Supernatural episode aired. I love that show. So excited for it. Other than that, I don't have any plans. Life, just normal life. I joined the Oklahoma Home and Community Education Club, the local one. It is a lot of fun. I've been to 2 meetings so far, and I just couldn't resist, so I joined. They are a big part of the county fair, which is great because I love the county fair. And girls are doing good. They're in Girl Scouts. We are going on a camping trip this upcoming weekend to do their outdoor journeys. So the youngest can do her silver this summer, which she's already started, and then the oldest can do her gold, which she's already started planning. And yeah, Hubs is doing good, and that is it. Okay, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to update again, so just stay tuned and stick with me. All right, TTFN, ta-ta for now.